Well, welcome. We are Tina and Norm. We talk all things retirement and travel. And you're very welcome to join us today. It's great to have you back.
And if you are new to our channel, we would love you to subscribe and give us the thumbs up because it really helps our channel grow.
One question we've seen, and it's based around a new book that we heard about, is when you get to be elderly, what will your regrets be? Will they be that you didn't have enough money?
Mm-hmm.
Or you didn't have the Mercedes car or the Porsche? But the reality is that most elderly people didn't care about the money, didn't care about their possessions. They cared about family, spending time with family, and having experiences. These are the things that you remember at the end.
Yeah.
So, we got a story, Tin.
Yes, we have. We are going to be talking about your D7 journey to Portugal.
It's a great experience to be able to live in another country. We came from Britain some 30 years ago, and we've lived in Canada, and it's been a great experience for us. It's mind expanding in many ways. So how about moving to Portugal in your golden years?
And because Portugal is becoming like the top place for people to retire to in Europe, isn't it, Norm?
It really is, and it's not just old people either.
No.
It's digital nomads.
Yeah.
There's a lot of younger people who are able to make their income online or work remotely, and Portugal does offer a lot in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to take you through what your D7 journey might look like. And before we start, let's clear up a couple of things. The D7 visa is only to allow you to enter the country for up to 4 months. It is not a residency permit. It's allowing you to go to Portugal and apply for residency because their normal visa is only 90 days.
Mm-hmm. But I think one thing we should say too, Norm, is that Portugal is making it relatively easier for people to apply for the D7 visa.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a lot of other countries, it's a lot more difficult to be able to get a visa to retire there.
And more expensive.
And a lot more money too.
So what are the steps to getting the initial D7 visa to allow you to go to Portugal to apply for residency?
Well, the first one, you have to get an NIF number, which is really kind of like Portugal's version of a tax number, isn't it?
Yes. And this NIF number, you will need that to rent an apartment, buy a house, buy an apartment, get a cell phone contract, get the internet contract, have electricity at your residence, basically, and buying a car. So this is crucial to get the NIF. And funnily enough, it's the easiest thing to get.
And then the second thing you need is a bank account.
Portuguese bank account.
Yes.
And that can be difficult because we just found out the Millennium Bank, which is a very popular bank, it was our local bank in Albufeira, and no longer opening accounts for foreigners. So that's making it a little bit more difficult, but we do have a solution for that.
Yes, you can actually go through an agency over there and they can help you open the bank account.
So you can do it remotely from your
Yes.
home country. You don't have to be in Portugal. And there is one particular online bank in Portugal that will open a bank account for foreigners. And the agency that we have seen will charge 300 euros and they will open the bank account on your behalf, and the bank will send you bank cards or the account information to your home address.
And I think, Norm, when you initially open it, you have to put is it €250 in just to actually open the bank account?
That's correct. And then the monthly fee is going to be €850 to maintain the account.
Now, both these companies do charge for helping you with this. So getting the NIF number will cost you between about 90 and €150, won't it?
Depending on the agency that you
Yeah.
choose. There's two that we've seen.
And then how much is it, Norm, that they charge to open a bank account for you?
€300.
300. So that's both fairly reasonable, isn't it?
Well,
really?
it saves
Yeah.
a plane ticket, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Because how much is a plane ticket to Portugal?
And they do say that it's probably easier to do it with help from your home country than actually be there in person, because you've got to make lots of appointments and things like that. So
That's
it's
right.
an easier way to do it, isn't it?
It is, and you need the NIF number,
Yeah.
and you need the bank account
Yes.
to apply in your home country to the Portuguese consulate
Yes.
or their agency that they have as a subcontractor.
So then there are also other things that you need too, Norm, aren't there? One of them is you need a criminal background check done on
Yeah.
yourselves. And
Then after that, you have to write a letter really outlining why you want to go to Portugal and what are your motivations for doing that. And that has to be included with everything that we've said so far that you'll take to your own local Portuguese consulate in your home country.
And I think another thing too is you have to, when you go to your appointment, you also have to take proof of your income.
Right. So if we were going to
yeah.
do it, we would take the letter that Canada sent to us telling us we qualified for a pension. And then on top of that, we would take 6 months bank statements showing the deposits of the pension into the account on a consistent basis.
I think that's what's important, isn't it? They want to see that you regularly have money coming into the bank account.
That's right. And then you'd go into the Portuguese consulate, you would download the application form, you would fill it out, you'd get one passport size photograph of yourself, and then apply for an appointment at your consulate.
And there was another tip too, Norm, that we found out is that when you get your criminal check done, you're not supposed to open it, are you?
Well, that's more for Americans with the FBI. If you get the FBI criminal background check, don't open the envelope. And ask the FBI to email you a copy of what's in the envelope so you have a decent idea that they haven't found a criminal charge against you. But we're thinking in Canada, they're leading us to believe that it's a local police check. So we would go to our local police department and ask them for a criminal background check. So you've got all that. You've been to your interview at the consulate, and they have given you a D7 visa, which will allow you to go to Portugal and stay for 4 months. And they will give you 2 entries into the country. So if you have to leave mid-term to getting your residency visa, maybe for more documentation from home, you can do that.
Which is a good idea, really, isn't it? Because there might be something you maybe have forgotten or something you need to get.
So the D7 only lasts 4 months and you cannot overstay it. That's a big no-no. So as soon as there's 2 theories, and we haven't been through the process, so we don't know for sure.
No.
But some of the consulates, when you go for the D7, will communicate with the Portuguese border authorities where you're going to go for the interview and make an appointment for you. If they don't do that, as soon as you get off the plane the next day, you need to contact and make an appointment because you only have 4 months potentially.
And I imagine it could go quite quickly.
I would think
Isn't
so.
it? Yeah.
So preparing for the border guards where you go for your appointment to get a residency permit. So you're going to need pretty much everything that you took to the embassy But this time, you're going to have to show a policy for health insurance that includes a $30,000 or euro evacuation clause in it as well. So if you get seriously ill, the Portuguese government want you to be airlifted out of the country back to your home country.
And the other thing, of course, Norm, is that by then you have to have a copy of a 12-month lease. So you have to have worked with either private landlords or a realtor agency so that you actually have got yourself accommodation for the first 12 months and you can take a copy of that lease with you.
Yeah. And if you fail to do all of these steps, you won't get it.
No.
There's no obligation because you had a D7 that you're going to get a residency permit.
No. So I guess you could be turned down, couldn't you?
You could indeed.
You could. So we have been thinking about this, haven't we, Norm? We wonder whether we might like to live in a sunnier Mediterranean climate.
So just because we, like all our viewers, we tested out getting an NIF. And so we went online to one of these agencies that we're talking about, filled out the forms, gave power of attorney to them for applying for an NIF, paid on 90 euros each,
Yes.
180 in total. 2 days later, we were emailed the PDF from the Fincas department in Portugal with our NIF numbers. So we now have tax numbers in Portugal.
It was very impressive.
It was.
Wasn't it? Very slick, very, very good.
So the next step would be obviously the bank account now. So what are your thoughts on it? Would you have any regrets if you didn't move to a different country? Maybe you're in a country like ours where we have 5 to 6 months of winter. Would you like to be able to walk along the seafront for 5 to 6 months in wintertime? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, we would love to know what people's ideas are, how they're going to spend their retirement.
But the advantages are that a lot of the younger people that you'll see in stores, services, hotels, all speak English because the education system in Portugal has been pretty good at teaching people English. It's more the older Portuguese that don't speak English. The other thing is there's lots of online help for you to learn Portuguese.
Yeah.
And don't forget the expat communities, which are very strong,
Yes.
especially in the Algarve. So there's ways to make friends. We've moved quite often in our lives through careers or downsizing for retirement, and we've always been able to make a group of friends. Maybe we have a special talent.
We've always had great experiences, haven't we? And we really enjoyed how we've moved and had different
Maybe it's because
experiences.
we've got a big YouTube channel and lots of fans.
You never know, do you, Norm?
So anyway, that's our explanation of what a D7 and a residency permit is. And we hope that you're all staying safe.
And keeping well.
And until the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.